Hello, well met. Welcome to episode 3 of Twilight of the Realms, our new main campaign on the channel. Woo! Exciting. Featuring a couple of spin-off NPC supporting characters who may have shown up before during the main campaign, but are now getting their moment in the spotlight, which is neat, and a couple of brand new people as well. I am Eric Scott DeVee, DM of the original Westgate Irregulars campaign and of this one. And what can I say about myself? I'm a writer, designer, streamer, a very tall person as well. And I am excited to bring you more of this story. It's coming along great. Before I kick it over to Allie to introduce herself, I'm going to tell you about our dice partners real fast. Norse Foundry, which creates metal dice of various styles and colors, and you will find something that you love, I guarantee you. Just go browse through them. Metal dice that feel like real metallic weapons that you are using to crush the monster horde, unless you're in Dark Sun, in which case obsidian, I guess. Anyway, don't drop the D4 with the Norse Foundry dice. They're very, very sharp, can confirm. Also, Phoenix dice, named after the legendary creature that rises from the ashes, made entirely of recycled materials, bringing you the energy of battles fought before and battles to come in a new life. Right. And on that note, take it away, Allie.
Hi, everybody. I am Alexander Pitchford, or Allie for short. I'm a writer, game designer, and TTRPG streamer. I'll be playing Shay Darksong. Happy to get her bump up to the big time finally. And I'd like to tell you about one of our sponsors, which is Idle Champions. Idle Champions: The Forgotten Realms is a strategy game that unites iconic Dungeons and Dragons characters from novels, campaigns, and popular shows into one epic adventure, including Farida, Havilar, and Mehen from the Brimstone Angels novels. The game is available for PC and Mac on Steam and Web, Epic Game Store, Google Play, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, iPad, iPhone, and on all Android devices. For more information, check out idlechampions.com.
Excellent. Cora.
Hi, my name is Cora. I am a writer and game designer as well. I'll keep it short and sweet. I am playing Callista, who is our resident face-guard ranger.
Jen?
Hello, I'm Jen. I go by Savage Barrow on the internet. SavageBarrow.com is my super awesome website for nerdy apparel and accessories. Patreon.com/SavageBarrow if you want to follow me for the art, like the awesome character art I did for this stream. It's really cool. You can join for free and then see all the things I post, which is nice. Or you can give me money and see the things that I'm working on as I'm working on them, which is also really cool. I'm going to be putting out a Starfinder 2 collection in the coming months, so definitely keep eyes and ears open for that. Tonight I am playing Ilmarin, the Sorkadin, who solves problems with her brain, for better or worse. Yeah.
Nice. Round us out, Kay.
I am Kyrea Tadrekin. You can call me Kay. My Patreon is Kyrea's Creations. And I am playing the Raging Sorrow, a tiefling barbarian warlock who is trying to get on the path of redemption. And I'm happy that she's getting her call up to the main roster, so to speak.
All right. Sorry if there was a weird dilation in the time stream there. Someone's aberrant mind is getting to us again. So, in the what?
The
So,
look of betrayal.
in the wake of the destruction of the Spire of Suffering and the collateral damage to Fortune Boon Hall, the group has retreated to find a safe house where they can rest, regroup, and come up with a plan to move forward. The nearest, safest safe house that Shay knows about is actually under a hospital, which is sort of the new de facto temple of Ilmater. Ilmater being the god of patient suffering and endurance and resilience. Some time ago, for those of you who have lived in Westgate for some time, Ilmater used to have they used to be the faith that controlled the Spire of Suffering. The Spire of Suffering was a temple to patient suffering on behalf of others, so that people could look upon this tower from anywhere in Westgate or from miles outside the city and see that someone else was there, able to suffer along with them, no matter what they were going through themselves. At some point, though, they lost control of the spire, and Loviatar's church took it over. Well, it seems that fate has a sense of humor, because now that tower is in ruins, and the hospital of Ilmater, which they have called the house, has taken in priests from the spire to heal their wounds, and attendants and nobles and anyone who was caught in the explosion. It is a safe house because Shay has contacts who work at this temple, and they always keep a room in the basement specifically for Shay's use if she needs it. When you show up out of the smoke and the raining ash, the priests are not necessarily super happy to see you, because they need as much room as possible, but they will accommodate and bring you inside, because you are obviously injured too and you need help as well. So it works out in both ways. So we're going to start the session with you entering the hospital. It is full of dozens, scores of injured people, some who are just suffering from smoke inhalation, some who are have broken bones, cuts, lacerations, all sorts of things. And the priests and healers, so that is to say people who don't use magic to heal people, but are, using standard medical practices, ointments, alchemical things, that kind of thing, are working overtime on all of these people. This place has more the feeling of like a combat medic barracks rather than a temple. Although there is a small shrine to Ilmater, the suffering god, at one end. The bound, broken, and open-handed Ilmater, whose hands are bound together with red twine, but otherwise is a marble statue, watches over the common room of the temple where most of the people are being seen to.
Zara looks around and says, "Hello, party, huh?"
The priestess who met you at the door is like, I'm not sure what that means, but yes, there are many who need our assistance.
Yes, I think she means it's been quite an ordeal tonight, and I don't think any of us can disagree. But thank you for making space for us. I know that it's at a premium right now.
Of course. I am Sister Alias, and your agreement with the hospital funding our efforts has been very much appreciated. And of course, we are here to accommodate your needs. Please, this way.
Thank you.
Ilmarin would probably go towards like some of the ones that seem to be like struggling and stuff, and
You want to help out?
Yeah, like I don't really have much medicine, but basically she would like at least like sit and pray with them, offer comfort where she can,
Okay.
I'll kind of hover around Ilmarin, looking slightly uncomfortable.
Yeah, fair enough.
Ilmarin would eventually start like putting Sorrow to work, if she allows, just like, hey, can you put some more bandages, more water, like over there.
No. I'm supposed to be your bodyguard, and I failed once, so no, I'm not leaving. I'm just standing right here, making sure nobody hurts you, because I left, and I shouldn't have. So
She would blink at that and be like, you have failed nothing. I am still here, able
Good.
to help so many others.
Yeah, but still.
Still nothing. There is. Take solace. We are here. We are alive. We are continuing to spread the good work.
I guess.
Okay, so you two are helping out with the sick and the wounded. Priestess Elise, that is Alyse, that's how her name is spelled, leads you to kind of a private suite of rooms underground toward the back, which has an exit from the building as well, up through like a cellar door, so you can get out without going back through the hospital if you wish.
Okay.
And it has beds, and it has supplies, medical supplies, food, everything that you would need to stay here for a few days while the heat goes down. Shay and Callista are there. The other two kind of hung back to help with the patients.
Well, it's good to at least have some place secure. Thankfully, I don't think they'd know to come looking for me here, so...
I would hope not.
At the very least, if they're trying to find me through magical means, that's not going to work.
I've been thinking on that.
Have you?
Well, we were asked to investigate.
Less asked, more told, it seems, but yes.
Can you tell me more about your relationship with your goddess? In particular, why assassins were hunting you tonight?
I'm not sure if that's something I can easily answer. I don't know why they're after me. Clearly, it's in some connection to what's going on. It's too much of a coincidence otherwise. But my relationship with my goddess is an intensely personal thing.
I don't mean to intrude. But the individuals that they were hunting were the leaders of their various faiths, not simply dedicated faithful.
Well,
And you would view yourself as a leader in the worship of your goddess?
no. I wouldn't personally. I don't exactly I'm a priestess of a sort. Certainly not of the sort of power and connection that the sort that a high priestess would have. But I receive magic from my goddess. I observe the holidays, and I do the typical rituals and observances and things like that. But my life took me in a different direction than I thought it would. So my path as a priestess probably isn't really the focus of my life for a while now.
And yet you were hunted in the same fashion as the leaders of other faiths.
I don't have an answer to that. I don't understand it either.
There is another difference. It's been gnawing at my mind.
Uh-huh.
The priest of Ilmater and of Timora were killed outside their temples. The assailants knew where to hunt for their prey. They didn't strike you at a temple. They found you at an eatery outside the city. that raises the question to me, how did they know to look for you there?
I mean, I don't know. They can't track me, at least not with magic, but
And I imagine following you is difficult, given your ability to move through shadows.
it's not something I tend to do just to get from my place of residence to a restaurant. But I don't know how they knew that I would be there.
And why?
And why. But they might have gone after Illyra as well. I mean, you saw the state of that room.
They may have, but once more, that means that they went after the both of you. At a place that you wouldn't typically be found, would you?
Suppose it depends, but no. It's not like we're exactly subtle about the headquarters of our operations.
How many people knew you were going to be there?
I mean, I don't know. Maybe, well, I knew, obviously. Illyra knew. I extended the invitation to her.
Shay, make a perception check, please.
Yes. All right. Perception. Moderately good at that. 24.
Okay. So you notice that Callista has a ring, which she's kind of like idly fiddling with, like turning it around her finger as she's talking with you.
And at that, Shay will be like, "Did you lose someone?"
Why do you ask?
I mean, the way you're fidgeting with that ring seems like it's important. It usually means a few things: keepsake, heirloom, family thing, gift from a lover.
No, none of those things. It's a simple ring.
All right.
I did lose someone, but it's not
Oh,
connected.
my condolences. Know how that can be.
Thank you. Back to the point in hand, though.
Of course.
They had to find you somehow. And given our investigation, I think it is important to consider why you are the anomaly.
I'd certainly prefer not to be. They could have had a mole at the Purple Lady, someone passing as a patron, maybe. Maybe they got to one of our employees. I'm not sure.
And you spoke openly about this arrangement?
I mean, I consulted with a couple of people at the Purple Lady, several people in, not several, but some trusted individuals in our employ about good places to go in the city that I hadn't tried yet.
Might be a
Oh.
good place to start.
Could be. I mean, I'm focusing on the now, but I'm definitely hoping Illyra's okay. But the
Hopefully.
important thing now is to keep ourselves alive, or at least keep myself alive. I don't know. I think were I to die, they would probably leave the rest of you alone. Hopefully.
Is Illyra an avid practitioner of any faith in particular?
uh, um, I wouldn't go that far. Um, she has her own issues with religion. Not something she's immersed in.
So what reason do you think they might have had to have hurt her, if at all?
For whatever reason, they might have had to hurt me. I don't know. We're connected. We're in. I mean, if they're going after, I don't know why they would go after our organization, but maybe they saw us as a threat for whatever the hell else they're trying to do.
One final piece of this puzzle that stands out to me. The other clergy that we know are dead were killed by a single individual. You were attacked by not one, but two different groups of assassins. Why the difference? I don't expect you to have the answer, but
I don't.
I think it is something we need to think about.
I agree. It could simply be that if they have been watching me, that they knew they'd need the backup, I suppose. I'm not easy to kill.
And you think that they were among one of those two groups of assailants? This individual?
I don't know. Whoever they are. Maybe they sent extra people. Like, that's the thing. Like, whoever's pulling the strings here, I can't speak to their motivations.
Is there anyone among your staff at the Purple Lady who is new? Or might have reason to, wish you dead?
That's an excellent question. Eric.
So, one thing, yeah, there's new staff at the Purple Lady periodically. It's possible, and not everyone likes you there. Some people are intensely jealous of you, in fact. Also, as you're talking, Callista, you're just getting more and more thirsty. Like your throat is just parched. And so, Faye, you notice that her voice gets a little ragged.
And she'll, when that happens, she'll kind of reach up and touch at her neck. And then pull out the canteen that she keeps at her hip. Open that up and take a pretty deep draught of whatever's in there. And then she pulls a face like it didn't taste all that pleasant before she starts to seal it up and put it back.
Rot gut.
No, that would honestly be better.
Shay, your
Medicine.
wounds are really getting to you. Like you're starting to flag a little bit.
I think I need to get some rest. Should probably. She'll look around. Does she have her shadow at the moment?
Yeah, your shadow's there. It's hovering under you, which is not strictly where it should be based on the candlelight that's illuminating the room.
Just a moment.
Of course.
And she'll.
Maybe
kind of-
Callista has picked up on that. Maybe not.
She's got a high perception.
It's true.
She'll.
All
right. Shay will kind of focus for a moment and then will it to detach. She has work for it to do.
Okay. Just in front of Callista like that?
I mean,
or are you gonna wait until Callista heads off?
I think she's actually not too worried about it, just because she's done it in front of people before.
All right, Callista, that happened. So this shadow manifests. It stands up off the floor next to Shay. And it looks mostly like Shay, but not strictly. Like it's a little
Mhm.
bigger than Shay, a little broader. The kind of dimensions are a little off.
Yeah. And just on an instinctual level, Callista does not even think about this, but seeing it do that, she just kind of shifts her weight a little bit where her hand is settled a little closer to her weapon.
It's all right. I can explain later. Just a moment. She'll turn to the shadow. Don't give me attitude. Look, I need you to do something for me.
Shadow inclines its head.
I need you to keep an eye outside. We've been, well, you know what's been happening. We've been under attack. I need you to keep an eye out for any potential assailants that might be sneaking into this temple, and come warn me if they show up.
Okay. The shadow nods deeply. It doesn't have eyes exactly, but it like clearly looks at Callista, and then it looks back at Shay, and then it flows across to the stairs up to the street level and disappears into the shadows there.
All right, need rest.
You get some rest. And if you want to speak on how you're feeling, I am willing to listen. I'm not unfamiliar with what it's like to be hunted.
I'll have to keep that in mind, but maybe after I well, let's see if I can even slip into reverie right now.
I'll give you some space. And Callista will start to get up to head out.
And Shay will rest. Or try to.
Great. So back upstairs, Ilmarin has a lot of spell slots that she can spend on cure wounds.
Yes.
Like, Sarah, you have seen a paladin cast healing spells, right? But it's usually relatively limited in how much they can do without just collapsing from sheer exhaustion. Ilmarin is like like an ongoing lightning bolt in terms of like going around healing people. She's finding the worst cases, doing this kind of like mental triage, just finding the people who are the most injured, healing them, moving on to someone else.
And I will say what's also interesting is that while she's doing it, like, it seems like she's kind of listening to something without the person having or needing to say anything, and then just like having an out loud conversation like, yes, of course, we're going to take care of that right now.
And some of the people that she's ministering to, like they kind of like, when she first shows up. Like they just got like a headache for a second, and then she does her thing and she moves on, and they kind of relax and rest again. Not everybody, just some of them.
Are you doing that talking in their head thing?
It's hard to tell.
You don't know if you're doing the talking in the head thing?
I hear they are so loud. Do you not hear them?
No.
There is one right here screaming. It's okay. It's okay. I got you.
That person is basically unconscious. Like they're not making any noise. Their eyes are like just a little bit open, right?
So you don't know that you're reading people's minds. Because this person, they're practically dead.
Not anymore.
Then healing magic flows into the person, and the breathing eases. And Ilmarin, like, there's this kind of like look of like pride and joy, like I am doing the thing that gives my life meaning. And then she does the most adorable thing, which is that she sneezes.
You feeling okay? Did you inhale too much of the dust and the smoke and the ash and the whatever else was flying around?
Ah, no. I am fine. I am doing. There are still so many more, and I have so much more I can give. And she'll like wobble a little bit.
Okay. You know, with as much as this magic that you're doing, you really should, like, I don't know, charge. You know, a couple copper pieces per healing spell.
Uh,
A couple gold, actually.
what? Why would I do such a thing? These are people who are, they are dying.
If you're good at something, get paid for it. That's always been my motto. I'm good at fighting. I get paid for it.
When you are doing good for others for the reason of doing ensuring that they are taken care of and okay, the universe just provides.
Huh. Yeah, that's not my experience.
Oh, I am so sorry to hear that.
Yeah. You know, speaking of helping people, you're not looking too good.
What are you talking about? Look at how attractive I am.
No, you look like you're getting sick.
A couple of the Ilmater priests are like looking over at you a little worried. Like, these people, their religion is self-sacrifice, okay? And they're a little concerned.
Like, you need to stop. You need to get some rest.
I don't know. I think I can do look at that one over there, and she'll like start to walk and then stumble.
And at that point, Sorrow catches her, scoops her up. Come on, we're gonna go lay down.
Let me go. I can going. I'm okay. You unhand me.
It'll make me throw you over my shoulder.
You would not dare.
Hey, I did it to Shay earlier.
But that was different. She deserved that.
She was also wearing pants. That's very different.
I asked one of the Ilmi, hey, Ilma,
Yeah,
priest person.
Sister Elise has returned, and she says, yes, one of our guests.
Where can I put this girl so she will actually rest?
Rooms are set aside for you downstairs, if you would like to follow me.
Okay.
So you kind of encounter Callista coming the other direction at that point. Like, her conversation with Shay is over after Ilmarin has spent like 20 rounds healing people with cure wounds. So Callista, maybe you're taking another swig of the canteen as you're coming up.
Another swig.
Real beefy ones too, because I got them level 7 spell slots.
That's right. Some of those people are getting real well healed.
Yeah, don't mind us. I'm just putting this one to bed.
I'm okay. I don't know why this one is overreacting. I swear, the surface. You don't understand.
And Callista is going to kind of hold a hand out and then speak some words in Sylvan, and 10 little berries appear in her hand. And she takes 2 and offers them to Sorrow and says, make sure you both eat.
Actually, eating wise, I'm kind of covered. I have this nifty little thing. I don't know, it's a pot. I won it in a bet one time, and it makes food.
You pull out the pot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it is the most battered, messed up looking pot you've seen in a long time. Like, you know how sometimes you like go over to someone's house and you're going to cook something in their kitchen and you're looking through their pots and you're like, why are they keeping that pot? This is that pot.
This is a well-loved pot with character.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to cook, but this thing does it for me, so I'm good.
Are you sure you want to be eating out of that thing? It looks
It's
seething.
magic. It's magic. It doesn't matter what it looks like.
I wanna Arcana roll that.
Okay.
I got a 9.
Oh,
I mean, you're aware of magic items that do produce food. This doesn't really look like one, but
Are you certain it is not producing poisoned food?
it can do that, and I've never actually used that side of it, but just in case someday it might be necessary.
So, Sister Elise, that is to say, the Ilmater priestess, comes up and she puts her hand on Ilmarin's forehead, and she says, "Oh, no, my lady, you must rest, otherwise you will definitely take ill."
Told you so.
What? I I am strong. I can take.
Mistress
And
of the Underdark, please. I cannot put you to sleep with magic, but please sleep on your own. Yes, Callista, you were saying.
And as Ilmarin's like mid talking, Callista just continues to offer the berries to Sorrow.
Or we'll take one
Yep.
and hold it above Ilmarin's mouth and say, "Come on, take your medicine." See, there you go.
It's delicious. And very filling. Like your whole body feels, warmer and gentler. You heal 1 hit point.
I didn't take any damage, so.
Well, you would have healed 1 hit point.
Yeah.
Feels that bleeding nose you had.
Yeah.
Would one say it's a very good berry?
Oh yeah,
a very
it's
good
very
berry.
good. Very good berry.
I'll eat the other one
Yep.
because I did take a point of damage earlier when I was trying to burn
Walk through
out
the fire. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it is delicious. It is far better than anything that pot would make for you. That pot tends to make like, kind of gruel porridge for you, so
When you're broke and you need to eat, it works.
it's true. It has kept you alive many a cold winter's night.
Mm-hmm.
Not that it heats the porridge either. All right.
Ilmarin will at the sisters worry on the sleep thing eventually sort of like start to go into like haughty drow like pose, and then just kind of like pause and then like seemingly count to herself before she goes, "You're right. I should not allow my actions to worry others. Please lead the way."
It is well that you give of yourself for others to ease their suffering, but you must care for your own body as well. For if it should fail, who is there to care for them the next day?
This one is having very good points.
It is my religion. Okay. All right. So, Sarah, you gonna put her to bed?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Shay's down there. She's doing her elfy sort of sleep thing. Like it looks more like a trance than like sleep. She like kind of like curls her hands, and she's either sitting or she's lying backward, just straight lying there. But she looks a little like uneasy at the same time. Like maybe she's having a nightmare. You don't know how that shit works. But like, elven reverie. And there are 4 beds there.
I asked the sister, are you the head of this religion thing?
Oh no, I am simply a junior priestess.
Where's your boss?
Brother Callan is up working. I could fetch him for you if you wish.
You need to warn him.
Warn him.
Yeah, because the attacks tonight were all against the high muckety mucks of their
Oh,
faiths.
I see.
How
Yes.
long has he been up there?
He's been working for hours at this point. Well,
he-
it's been a couple hours because there were a lot of heal spells.
Is he
So-
alone?
Oh no, he's on the floor with everyone else.
Oh, good. All right. Hey, Callista, you
Mhm.
should rest too. I'm gonna stand watch.
I'll be fine.
You're wounded. Rest, damn it.
I'll be fine. I know my limits, but thank you for your concern.
Well, I'm gonna stand watch because I'm not hurt and I need to sober up anyway. And if I sleep drunk, I'm gonna have a hangover and
So the priestess is watching Sarah very carefully, and she says, if you are debating which of you should keep watch, which is thoroughly unnecessary, might I suggest that you come speak with me? She says to Sarah.
Are they gonna be safe down here?
Of course. There's a sanctuary around this place, and no evil magic shall harm them.
Yeah, you know what? The killers weren't wielding magic. They used magic to get in, I think. But they used blades to do the killing.
This
Sarah.
is troubling.
Huh?
I'll make sure they're safe.
Alright. Keep a close eye on Ilmater and don't let her get up. Tired
Lauren looks utterly betrayed.
Tie her up if you have to.
Well, just to ensure your feeling of security, says the priestess, Saint Sabaton shall watch over you.
Saint Sabawa.
And she casts a Guardian of Faith spell. And this golden figure, who is not like a knight, but like a hermit or a pilgrim looking person, dressed in just kind of like shabby robes with the red twine around his hands, appears at the base of the stairs. And he's clearly not an actual mortal person. He's a spirit. He's slightly translucent, golden in color, and he's about 8 feet tall. And he just sits down, floating in the air about a foot off the floor, and starts meditating.
Wow.
Elise says, no harm shall approach those under Saint Sabaton's protection. And if anyone does approach, I shall be forewarned, and then you can swoop down to save them. Is this acceptable?
You'd be good in the arena. Yeah, that's fine.
The Guardian of Faith is not meant for such things. She does look a little flattered, though. Okay. So she is going to take Sorrow away. Ilmarin, are you going into your reverie? You want to share some words with Callista while she's there?
Wait, so is she not in reverie right now?
Well, I mean, I didn't get that confirmation that you were doing that.
Sorry.
I mean, it seems reasonable.
Can you repeat? Because I thought you were talking about Shay for a second, which is why I got confused.
Shay is already in reverie.
Yes. Okay, cool.
Sorrow has put Ilmarin down.
Yes.
And Ilmarin, you're exhausted.
Yeah.
You have spent all your spell slots. You spent all your paladin healing. You got no resources left.
Yep.
And you're starting to get sick.
Yeah.
In fact, make a Constitution saving throw. This is not to sustain a spell.
22.
Okay. You're probably going to be okay, but you do need to rest.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So, yeah, she would sort of, get, like on the bed and sort of like
prop up the pillow to like have a comfy spot to like sort of like cushion her lower back while she gets into her own trance mode or whatever.
All right. Yeah.
But kind of like look over at Callista, who is not looking to rest at all.
No.
What's Callista up to? Are you pacing around? Are you sitting? Are you just standing there leaning against the corner?
Well, so the first thing, Callista will look to the sister before she heads up with Sorrow. It's like,
Sister
can
Elise.
you, Sister Elise, can you ensure that no one of the church or those injured here disturb our rest?
I so vow.
Thank you.
You shall
And
find
that's when-
peace and relief in this place.
Thanks, Will. And that's when Callista, because Callista is paranoid, will start casting, like basically in the room, so past the Guardian, various spells to trap the area that won't affect those who are supposed to be in here. But no one who's not here, supposed to be here, should walk through that door. Specifically, trying to find them. Snare, because snare is an easy one, and cordon of arrows. So just a few iterations of that, and then once that's done, she will make it to leave the room.
Okay. Elise isn't really sure what you're doing, but she's like, this is fine. As this like fey magic is swirling around the room.
Where are you going?
I'm going to go help upstairs. And she's got like that little smug smile.
like Ilmater looks so angry, like, hey, no, this one was practically wounded on our feet, and yet if I have to stay down here, so does she. That's the rules.
You know,
She's not getting out of bed though. She's like, you have to stay.
Yeah. She's like pointing somewhere 6 feet to the left of where Callista actually is.
I think
Callista
at that point,
just kind of sweeps off and like melting away into shadow. Yeah.
I think at that point, Shay would have cracked an eye open like, it's really hard to stay in a trance when people are shouting.
It's true. When you're in reverie, you're still sort of aware of what's around you. You're just kind of like pushing past it. So, yeah.
It's like zoning out. It's just like, you know.
Yeah, you're disassociating.
Exactly.
Deep elven meditation, i.e. disassociation. Yeah. All right. I think this is a good time before we move on to the next scene to take a break. So cue us up for 10 minutes. We'll be right back. Don't go away. And we're back. All right. Figured out a little bit of technical stuff. Ready to go on to the next scene in the game. So, like as I said, Sister Elise leads Sarah away to a very comfortable side chamber, which, if you were in a fest hall, you would think was like, this is where we go for the sex, right? But like it's peaceful, and there are cushions on the floor. And she just settles down in a cross-legged position and gestures to the other seat.
What are we doing in here? 'Cause,
I
you know, you're pretty and everything, but I'm not really in the mood right now.
Oh no, I only wish to speak with you.
Oh. Right. Oh, speaking. I'm not so good at that. She sits down awkwardly.
Yeah, she smiles patiently. And she says, I'm not sure how much you know about the temple, the faith of Ilmater, the suffering god. But I see within everyone that they have a certain amount of suffering that they have gone through in their lives. And you have seen much suffering.
Well, that's kind of obvious given what my name is. Don't you think?
Well, I wasn't going to say it. And she unwinds like the scarf that she's wearing. It's part of her robe, and you see that she has a number of scars like on her neck and on her shoulder. And she says, I wish you to find peace while you were in this place. I wish you to take respite while you were in this place. And perhaps you wish to unburden yourself.
I'm not really into the whole touchy-feely talking about stuff. That's not my thing.
I do not intend to touch you or feel you,
Okay.
but I do intend for you to share with me.
What do you want me to share?
Tell me how you feel
How I feel?
in this
I'm
moment.
Still kind of drunk. Need to rest it off.
Why is that?
Why am I drunk, or why do I need to rest it off?
Why are you drunk?
Oh, because I had several drinks earlier before the whole chaos thing broke out.
Why do you do this to yourself?
To get drunk?
Yes. Why?
Oh. Um. Uh. I don't know. I,
It is all right. Take your time.
because it helps me. It used to help me not think about stuff.
Do not wish to cause you further suffering. But if you do not speak of the things that are causing you suffering, they will continue to cause you suffering. Fear has power because we do not name it, we do not confront it.
You know, I'm known for a lot of things, but fear ain't one of them.
I did not think so.
I drink because I don't want to feel, okay? Is that what you want? You happy now?
Of course, I do not want that. That sounds terrible. I only wish to help you.
Right. And how is this helping?
We shall see. You see that among the scars on her neck and such, like they look a little like redder, extra livid.
Something bite you or something?
Only the pain of the world.
What
me.
what does that mean?
Tell me, are your feelings all of sorrow and pain? Or do you not experience happiness?
Happy.
What of your feelings for the drow, for instance?
Drow? Which drow? You mean Shay? I mean, she's, friend, I guess. I mean, haven't seen her much lately.
And no, I meant the flowy one with the robes. The
one
mind
with
mage, the scion.
Ilmater.
Ilmater.
Oh, mind mage, thinking in your head lady who doesn't know she's doing it. Wait, feelings? Wait. What are you talking about, feelings?
Right, your obvious attraction to her.
I'm attracted to almost anything that walks.
Yes, but especially to her.
Especially to... What?
I see. Would you care for some tea?
Tea.
Yes, there is a bubbling pot of tea in the corner, and she moves over and grabs it, and you see that on her back, because her robe is like the front of her body, right, and then there's the scarf. Her back is just covered in scars, all down her arms, which are like a forest of scars.
Zoro looks at her back for a second and then says, either you've been in a lot more battles than you look like you would be, or you need a new hobby.
We all have a past, do we not? I wear my scars on the outside.
That's where you usually wear them.
It's where I usually wear them. Not where you wear them. She pours tea.
This counts.
Where did you come by that scar? If you do not mind me asking.
You ever hear of Lilton?
You mean Lilton Darden, the financier and philanthropist and architect?
Yeah. I don't know him as a philanthropist, though.
Rarely does an entanglement with nobility lead to anything good in this city.
Well, he's more than nobility. He's kind of a demon or something. Maybe like a fae thingy. You know, I never knew. I never figured it out. I never asked.
I see. Here, she extends some tea to you.
Thanks. Takes a big old swig.
It's very hot, but you have fire resistance, so you're fine.
Yep.
She's like, oh.
Tiefling.
Right, of course. I would speak with you further.
Okay.
Okay. I don't have any, like, particularly, big reveals or anything. She just kind of engages you in small talk and, like, just setting you at ease and giving you a moment to just kind of relax and try to become more comfortable.
Okie dokie. At first, it makes Sorrow more uncomfortable, but she'll settle into it after a bit more coaxing.
Okay. After a while, I'm gonna come back to us, but I wanted to hop back over to Callista for a moment because Callista is still up and going about doing stuff. So, Callista,
Yeah.
you have set your wards, set your magical protections. The spirit of Sabaton does not seem bothered by your magic. He occasionally regards you with seeming approval, or perhaps just kind of like patience. Like, yes, people do this kind of thing. It's fine. Did you want to stay in the downstairs area? You want to go back up and help people?
She's going to go back up and help people. She's got some skill with medicine, so she'll basically offer to have some of the priests guide her as to like some of the things that she can do to help their work. And then also she has good berries in case anyone needs sustenance and they don't want to use a ton of supplies.
Fair enough. Yeah, you get back up there. People are very helpful and very grateful for your help. Go ahead and make a medicine check.
Okay.
Or I suppose I could just say, what's your passive medicine result? As in, like,
Same result,
10.
18.
Yeah, nice. Okay, so yeah, you do quite well. Like 15 is basically life-saving medicine, and 18 is better than that. So you're able to help quite a few people. You do encounter the high priest of the temple, and I should have written down the name that I said, but it's that guy. And we'll go back over the footage and I'll remind myself. Anyway, it is that guy. And he thanks you personally for your assistance. And asks you to help him with one troublesome patient who is continually bleeding despite their best efforts. So, as you're Grey's Anatomying this character in the common room of the temple, the priest says, it is a blessing that you were here and available to assist in this time of need. city has not seen such an event since the happy earthquake.
Well, I'm happy to be here, and I'm happy to pass along the kindness. This isn't my first encounter with your faith.
It is not. He seems a little
No.
surprised. His hands are still moving like with great skill and precision. Like he knows exactly what he's doing.
Mm-hmm. No, it's not.
We're just gonna refer to him as High Priest McDreamy until I figure out what I named him.
McDreamy.
Yeah.
Okay. Brother
Like
McDreamy.
he has that little, silver fox thing going. It's fine.
Okay.
Anyway, so he's bandaging up wounds and setting limbs. Occasionally, they do some healing magic for. They tend to reserve the healing magic for the people who are the most in danger, right? But the people who are just have kind of like superficial wounds, like they'll set them, they'll bandage them, and then they'll check on them throughout the next few hours. Anyway.
Okay. Yes. And that's actually something I'd hoped to have the opportunity to speak with you on. I didn't know you, of course, but when I heard that there was a temple here, I wanted to come by.
Very well, far traveler. Stay on. I shall answer as best I can.
What are the means through which you pay your respects for those who have passed on in service to your faith?
Suffering is sacred. It is not to be caused, but it is inevitable that one will endure it. Endurance and resilience are the things that are sacred to the faith of Ilmater. When we remember those who have suffered for us and have met with the ultimate suffering and the ultimate sacrifice, we honor that sacrifice by continuing with our own lives and bringing peace and relief to those who suffer now. That is the best way to honor those who have passed.
You know, that doesn't surprise me.
Do you find
So,
this
I
answer
keep-
not to your liking?
No, it's...
He
My
didn't ask that
expectation
in-
is not disappointment.
He didn't ask that in a judgy way. He just finds that interesting.
No. Not a disappointment at all. Just... Not the first time I've heard it.
You would. Would you tell me of this other who earns your respect and your memory in this way? Who causes you suffering to this day?
Her name was Kira. The only reason we met is because she took on a curse that put her in the same circumstances as the rest of us. She didn't have to be there. But she chose to. And we all would have met our fates a lot sooner had she not.
She is the follower of Ilmater you have met before.
Dedicated by oath.
A paladin, then. It sounds to
Yes.
me that she followed her oath and her faith as far as she could. And there is grace in that.
Yeah.
I am glad for you and I weep with you.
Thank you.
Nods his head.
And she'll start to like intently focus on the work that they're doing while she's trying to like process her own feelings.
Okay. He reaches out a hand to you.
And she'll hold her hand out and turn. I guess she'll accept the hand.
I cannot take your suffering from you, but I can share in it if you wish. Not all who need to be healed this night were injured in the explosion.
I appreciate the offer, but well, as I said, I would like to honor her. I can bear this one.
I understand. Take Ilmater's blessing, my child. You do good work.
Thank you. I do have one more good work I'd like to do at the moment.
He raises
Be careful.
one dreamy eyebrow. Yes.
You should be careful.
Should I?
The head of the Church of Tamora and the Church of Ilmater, or not, Leviatar, are both dead.
You think these are not a coincidence?
No.
They did not perish in the accidents.
No. Ilmarin
Was.
mentioned seeing someone kill the priest of Leviatar, and I inspected the other. They were killed, assassinated. And Shay downstairs was attacked as well.
Was the destruction of the tower an accident, or was it purposeful?
I think it was on purpose.
Very well. I shall ask the monks to keep careful watch. Thank you. You should rest when you have a chance. I know you carry a heavy burden. That burden only grows heavier without rest.
I'll try.
Okay. McDreamy goes back to tending to the folk who need help. All right. Downstairs. Shay, you're finding it impossible to get back into your reverie. Ilmarin, you're trying to get into your reverie, but you just sneeze adorably every so often, and just, you know, it's like how when you're sick and you're just about to fall asleep and you start coughing and you're like, dang it, it's like that. So you two are in beds next to each other, not in the same bed next to each other, just in two beds that are next to each other. Surrounded by the swirling power of the Feywild and a guardian of faith who looks like a broken down monk with his hands wrapped in red ribbons.
Yes. Well, so much for that. Shay will just kind of push herself up a little, clearly having given up on trying to trance for the moment. I do not even know where to begin tonight.
I wish I had not used perhaps all of my spell slots. Maybe I could have purified this sickness from my body.
That's fair. I'd offer to help, but
Oh, no. You know, we will need all the strength we can on the morrow, and have been through much tonight. Look. Well. I know that you are beautiful, but honestly, you look quite terrible right now.
Well, that's what happens when you get repeatedly stabbed by poisoned blades and then
Yes.
run at full tilt through the city into burning towers.
But
This isn't how I anticipated spending date night, I'll say that much.
date night? Were you going to find a lover?
Imarin may be sick, but she is never too sick for gossip.
Like at this point, I imagine she's gone from like kind of like half-heartedly like, you know, leaning against the thing with like one eye kind of glancing over there to like this.
I had plans arranged with my partner, though unfortunately the assassin attack largely means that those were dashed.
Do you think she is alright?
I hope so.
Like, she wouldn't have got caught up in. Oh, I am sorry if I assumed the gender. You know, I just have a sense for these things sometimes.
She'll make a, like, Shay will actually make a little bit of a face at that, just like, But, she'll say, well, she's canny. I honestly, if she did get caught up, I'm sure she's alright. But if you recall seeing that room back at the Purple Lady in such disarray, that was our room, so I'm hoping that it was largely... I'm hoping she's alright, and I'm certain she is, and I'm just trying to focus on staying alive.
Is there a safe house or a secret spot that only the two of you would know? Perhaps we could, you know, I could make excuse for you, and you could go hunt for your mother.
No. If there's one thing I know about Illyra, it's that when she doesn't want to be found, she won't be. So, there's no point in going chasing off after her.
But not even a place where she would leave, like, a note or a message for you so you do not worry?
The only note I've received so far was the one she left with this, and she'll touch the sword that she's got with her. She's taken the belt off, but it's set kind of like near at hand.
Remind us all what that is. What the sword is.
The sword is an adamantine rapier that she has actually, in departing the Purple Lady, she actually sheathed it in that poison sheath that she picked up. So,
and as you recall, that the sheath that envenoms weapons, that is very caustic venom that will eat through most weapons, but the adamantine rapier doesn't seem to be affected. Like, there's poison on it, but the rapier itself is fine.
Exactly. And that note only said, "A treasure for a treasure," which is sweet. I wish it had more detail, or at least, you know.
Don't worry, I'll be fine. Please, you know, give me a few days.
In my experience, she does this. She'll swan off, and then she'll show back up at some point when she feels like it.
But doesn't sound very, It doesn't sound like she places a very high value in your affections.
Don't know if I'd go that far.
If if she is simply leaving you and then reappearing when she chooses, regardless of what your feelings are or what you are going through or what you desire from this relationship, is it a relationship? Is it a partnership?
She'll just kind of be quiet for a very long stretch.
Have you joined with her under the moonlight in the sacred grove?
No. I mean, she doesn't exactly observe any particular faith.
But it is a union. It is something, and she would point at the Illustrated sword. You are a priestess, yes?
Yes.
So why would your partner not conversion, we are not talking about that, nothing so crass as that. But obviously, like who wouldn't want to join with our rituals as they are so full of frolic and delight? But it is close to your heart. It is something that is a part of who you are, and yet no interest at all.
Her relationship with gods is complicated.
But this isn't about gods or goddesses. It does not matter if she does not. It is gesture that she sees you and who you are.
I don't know. I hadn't really thought about it like that.
Well, perhaps you should start.
Well, I mean, you follow. I mean, obviously, you clearly follow the Dark Maiden yourself.
Yeah,
Have you...
game recognizes game. You make this
Yeah.
connection.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you noticed any? Have your spells been behaving strangely lately?
She sort of looks at her hands and is like, no, I just healed the whole room of very wounded warriors upstairs. There was a boy who, oh boy, I did not expect that he would walk again, but boom, he's going to be dancing by tomorrow morning.
Every bone in his body shattered, and I just cast one spell,
Yeah.
and poof, all better.
Shay will smile, but it's clear that that was not the answer she was hoping for.
Is something the matter?
When I rescued some of those people from that tower earlier this evening, I tried to heal one. I prayed, like I normally do. I asked for the healing magic to bend his wounds, and nothing happened.
Ilmarin is going to wobbly get up and then go sit on Shay's bed across from her. And make a gesture to take her hand.
Shay will hesitate slightly, but she'll take the offered hand.
Can I do let's see. Maybe what, like religion or arcana to see if there's anything like magically interfering?
Religion.
Religion.
To pray to illustrate, see if she has taken her favor away, something like that. You can
Cool.
also forge a telepathic bond if you want to.
Ooh, okay.
Should we do that?
In a second, I rolled an 18 for religion.
Okay.
If you would allow me, may I enter your mind?
That actually, she'll get a very wary look from that. It's kind of ease back a little bit. I'm not.
She would like gently pat her hand and say, you know, quite sincerely, I have sworn the oath of the Redeemer. Sometimes with blocks, they can be in here, more so than up there. That is what I would like to check for.
All right.
If that is okay. You do not have to say yes. You know, like, you can't wait. I realize this intimate gesture. I can take my clothes off if that would make you feel more comfortable. So then we are all intimate.
It's all right, really. Not that Shay at all is bothered by that, because Illustrayan, like, she doesn't like,
Yeah.
like, but
okay. The Guardian of Faith, like, he just kind of like looks over at you and like his eyebrow slightly raises, and then he looks back like, I'm seeing nothing.
darn it, that might help.
Are we stripping?
Yeah, she is, because it's
Alright.
it helps get her in the mindset.
Sure.
Yep, that's it. So
Well, and you are shrouded in, you know, that kind of gloaming magic, and you know, if anybody were to come down here, they might not see you immediately.
yeah.
I mean, is the
But,
door
like-
open?
No, but like if somebody entered in, like
Ah,
Sorrow came back from her counseling session, or Callista finished up healing people.
Yeah, so, you know, Ilmarin strips and then just kind of like does like this, so that way they can like be connected.
yeah.
And yeah, I will initiate a telepathic link, and I got an 18 for my religion.
I'll note that Shay has several tattoos that were not
Oh.
readily visible. There's the
Ooh.
symbol of Illustrate up on her shoulder. That it's hard to tell whether it's a tattoo or some kind of like elaborate like birthmark. But it's the same one that like you have in the art for Ilmarin. And then on her back, which you might get a peek at, you might not, is a symbol of a knife wreathed in flames. Just full, but like a full back piece.
For Shay, Ilmarin's hands have like calluses, so like you can tell that despite being a mage, she has wielded a sword or, you know, heavy weaponry enough to have the martial calluses. But otherwise, her skin is pretty unblemished and honestly kind of perfect. Almost like she came from nobility of some kind.
Of course.
Yeah.
And I'll note Shay's skin is like when they touch hands is a little cool to the touch.
All right.
She does have that kind of like gray tinge to her skin. So like, it's not like Drow can't have that coloration, but that's kind of rare among Drow, at least in Ilmarin's experience. Like, she looks, to an untrained eye,
Yeah.
she looks ill.
Yeah, I mean,
Like-
that's what I was gonna
like
ask.
pale. Yeah.
But real fast, do I sense anything with the religion check?
You sense that there is clearly a great deal of divine power swirling around her. And what you see specifically, okay, are you going, well, first of all, let me ask this question. Are you forging the telepathic bond?
I did, yeah.
Okay, and you let her do that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Shay, you experience this as like this, like your skull is peeling apart, and someone is like forcibly just pulling it apart. Even though you knew it was coming, it still feels like there's a sound and your ears ring for a second, and then Ilmarin's mind is connected to yours.
Oh. Does it always feel like that?
Like what?
It didn't feel like that for Sorrow.
Like my skull was splitting.
Oh. I want to do an Arcana check to find out why that's going on. Unless another check would be more.
Arcana would be fine.
Okay. Oh, great, cool. 10.
Okay. You're not sure. In
Okay.
your experience, it varies.
Yeah.
Some people have a really hard time making this mental connection. Some people, it's really smooth. Like when you went into Sorrow's mind, it's like Sorrow's mind was primed to accept your connection.
Okay.
Shay's mind, however, was a lot more closed off and just not accustomed to mental connection like that.
You put up a lot of walls from others, don't you?
I thought this was supposed to be figuring out my divine magic problem, not a therapy session.
You know, you would be quite surprised how often such things go along the same path.
Okay.
Of course.
Brief little moment up in the upstairs room. The priestess is saying to Sorrow, so tell me about your childhood. Anyway, and we come back down. Okay. So yes, you force this mental connection, and you're trying to focus on what Shay is saying or thinking to you, but you're also seeing something around her, like it's just darkness shrouding her. You don't see light, you don't see the moon, it's just darkness. And around that darkness, you can see a faint flickering light, like very deep flames.
I sense the light of the of the dark lady is around you, but there is this darkness that seems to be preventing her touch from getting to you. I see, and she would gently lift her hands from Shay's, and sort of place them like on her head to try to like get a better, clearer connection of what's going on with those flames.
Okay, so you're focusing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have you make a new religion check, please.
Okay.
You're focusing. Shay, she's obviously pushing deeper into your mind.
Like 20. Yeah.
Okay.
So 25.
Great. Okay, so you're focusing, and the flame, everything is it's becoming clearer. The room around you starts unraveling. Like the walls start dividing into different chunks. Like the best analogy would be like Lego bricks, and they just start unpeeling and unraveling and turning. This is what Ilmarin is seeing. Shay, you might pick up a little bit of this from Ilmarin's thoughts, but this is her aberrant mind functioning.
Yeah.
Okay.
And somewhere the flames are become a little bit brighter, and the dark circle remains pitch black, Vanta black, like absorbing everything into it. Like it feels like Shay is being absorbed into the darkness, and you Ilmarin, you have to hold her with your hands on her shoulders, and you hear a voice as if across a great distance saying, "Stop. Stop. You better stop."
Do I
And
recognize it?
that voice is vaguely familiar. It sounds very like young, like a child's voice. And it's definitely speaking to you in the Drow dialect of Elvish, your native tongue.
Yeah.
And do you want to listen to it or do you want to ignore it? It's
I-
obviously distracting you from what you're trying to figure out.
I want to try to ignore it because I feel like she would think like I'm so close. Like if I can just a little bit, I can get it.
Okay.
Yes, do it.
You're focusing. Yes,
Yeah.
you're focusing. Shay is starting to like lean back, and the blackness is like a pool of water that she goes into. You see ripples going across the darkness, but you're still holding her, and you're clenching really hard. Like Shay, she's starting to hurt you. How hard she's clenching your shoulders, and you hear a voice that says, "You better stop. You better stop." And then the voice is screaming in your ear, and Shay, you could see for a moment like this this face kind of appears next to Ilmarin, like a rotted zombie like gray-skinned face that just goes "Stop!" in her ear, and then the connection breaks.
Yeah.
Ilmarin, you did see the image,
Okay.
which is essentially of a black sun, its corona of purple flames, which with your impressive religion skill, you recognize as a Sharan symbol, as in the goddess of loss and sorrow.
Whoa.
And it is at that moment that the door opens and Sorrow and Callista come walking back down.
So I feel like Omar sort of gets knocked back from the connection loss and the feedback. And,
Oh yeah.
Like cries out.
You're both sitting on the bed and panting.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, that was intense. Oh my god.
What the hells was that?
It's like an orgasm to me.
I mean, although they are both naked.
Yeah.
We'll step
It's like-
out and you let us know when you're done.
Are you kidding? I want to join in.
You, Char.
What?
You have been. It is the touch, the influence of Char.
What are you talking about?
Did you not see it?
I saw a zombie face screaming at you. I don't know what the hells that was.
What kind of kinky stuff are you guys up to?
We should close
Sorrow,
the
it wasn't
door.
sex.
Oh. Why are you naked?
Religious.
Religious reasons. Anyway.
So as you're kind of having this confused moment, a shadow materializes out of the darkness behind Shay. So Sorrow and Callista, you're seeing this shadow appear. Ilmarin, it looks like something out of your vision, basically.
Can you see that? Anyone? All of you?
But Sorrow pulls a dagger and says, "Yeah, I see it."
Is it mine?
Yes.
Okay, Sorrow, Shay's like, wait.
So it says to Shay and Ilmarin, since you're mentally connected to Shay still, Stress. Someone approaches.
Thank you. Return to your rest.
Return to my rest or return to battle. They mean to kill you, and I mean to kill them.
Then kill them. I need to get dressed.
At your command. I like this one. She is dangerous. And the shadow disappears again.
What? What have you done?
Just my shadow. Don't worry about it.
You cannot say that after you just.
She hops around in shadows too. That's how we saved all the people in the tower. By the way, it is nauseating to travel that way.
It's disconcerting the first few times. You get used to it.
Maybe you shouldn't?
It's just
Ilmarin's mind is a little blown, literally and figuratively.
Yeah, I imagine like Ilmarin's head for Shay is probably kind of like an MC Escher painting almost, with just like the words that keep her mind safe are just like filled with like staircases that go nowhere and rooms that go into other rooms and other things, and it's like it seems very clear that like, you know, whatever she has been through, she has built up like walls upon walls upon walls inside her
He
head.
was not a very
Yeah.
sensible or rational carpenter, okay?
Yeah.
So the walls don't really fit
It's-
in together
It's like
super
the
well.
It's like the Winchester house, actually.
Right, exactly.
There
exactly.
we go.
Exactly. That's a good analogy.
Yeah. So, but like I feel like right now it's kind of like, you know, like everything's even more chaotically like because she's trying to process all of these things. Eric, is the voice that shadow gave at the end similar to the one that she heard in Shay's head?
It is not the same.
Okay.
No. It was a different voice that you vaguely recognize from your admittedly very long past.
Ooh, okay.
You've got nothing to worry about. The shadow answers to me. It's mine. It's literally my shadow. And you'll know she has no shadow presently.
Yeah.
No matter how the light casts on her, she has no shadow.
Right, it's up on the street. Yeah.
But my dear, and she would like gently like sort of like cup her cheek. The light of Our Lady casts upon you so that you may leave your shadow behind. Such is the path of redemption. Why have you chosen to willingly get rid of yours?
It's not so much that I got rid of it. I gained control of it. That thing tried to kill me once. It was my every bit of my fear and uncertainty, everything that I thought negative about myself manifested, and I conquered it.
What I saw within you was a darkness that is pulling you down. You are drowning. Maybe that is why Our Lady's light cannot seek you again.
I've been using these powers for 5 years. Longer. More like 7? Something like that. Almost a decade. We'll put it that way. Why now? Why would it suddenly impede my connection to the
Ilmarin, with your passive perception, you can see that Shay, who is like, you're getting dressed kind of hurriedly. Like Shay's clothes are much more complicated than Ilmarin's.
Yeah.
Right? Ilmarin is like, I put on some flowy robes and I attach them and that's it. I'm good to go. No underwear, don't need it.
Yeah, exactly.
Shay, on the other hand, has got, actual armor to put on.
Yeah.
But as she's getting
has
dressed,
some armor, but yes.
okay. As she's getting dressed, she and as she's talking about that, she keeps either looking at or like touching her sheathed this other rapier that she has, which is not the one that the adamantine one. This other one. She's been carrying 2 blades, and she keeps looking at it as though that's what she's thinking about when she talks about that.
There something to that blade?
It's sacred. Passed down in my family for a very long time. And until today, I could draw it. I could use it. It had chosen me. And now it has apparently decided I'm not worthy anymore. So, take that as you will.
Can anybody else pull it out?
I don't know.
Can I try?
I don't think you want to do that.
It's me. I do shit without thinking about it anyway. Just let me try.
Zara marches over to pick up the blade.
Just, it's not going to work for you either.
Yeah, never know until you try. Yoink!
Zara unsheathes a lashiel.
What?
Nice blade.
How did that?
What?
That doesn't make any sense.
It's a little light in terms of balance. Like, it's a finesse weapon, right?
Not my usual style, though.
Can I examine that, please?
I'll hold on to it, though. You know, just in case it's like cursed or something.
It's
You
not
sheath it again?
cursed.
I let her. I hold it by the hilt and at the tip, and let Ilmater examine it.
You want religion or arcana, Eric?
Either way.
Okay.
Both would tell you something about it, so go ahead and make both checks.
Okay. Religion, I get a 16.
That is a Illustrian blade that is dedicated to her faith. It has... Allie, remind me if it has an actual Illustrian symbol of any kind. Otherwise, it's okay.
It does. Worked into the hilt. There's a moonstone as part of it. At the kind of set into the pommel.
It is a fabulous blade. It is very old too.
Mhm.
It is at least a century, 2 centuries old.
It's way older than that, man.
Yeah. But like at a brief glance, you can tell that it is at least a couple centuries old. And with your arcana, what did you get on arcana?
10.
10. You can tell that it is obviously very well crafted and is clearly magical.
I would also like to do a history check.
Okay.
I got a 12. I want to see if I would recognize it from any drow families.
Okay. Allie, with that history check, would she recognize it as a drow-related blade?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Okay. What do you want to tell her based on that success?
It is a sword that, at least among Illustrian circles, was known to be in the possession of the Myval family. It's kind of been their sacred duty to guard the weapon, as it is, rare and sacred. It's also fairly, if you know that much about it, you'd know that sword shouldn't be able to be drawn by anybody but the wielder the sword chooses.
The Myval family is extinct? Yes?
Well, no.
Well, I mean, ostensibly, is that like they're out of... Like, are they a fallen house? That's what I'm asking.
Yes, they've certainly largely fallen because they left, the Underdark, and there's only a couple members left at this point.
What houses, if any, would have been involved in purging that?
Gee, I don't know.
was it a house from Menza Berenzan?
It would have been.
Well, I mean, your basic knowledge of Menza Berenzan is that houses go to fight each other all the time. You know, they have rival houses. The one commandment is that if you're gonna attack, if you're gonna come at another house, you best not miss. If you get caught doing that, your house is forfeit. And essentially, no house falls without the blessing or tacit endorsement of House Bainra, the ruling house of Menza Berenzan.
Cool.
And I'm pronouncing that Menza Berenzan because that's the way Bob Salvatore pronounces it.
So I feel like she's like getting all of this Saru would basically see Ilmarin's eyes like widen progressively more and more as she's like realizing all of these many layers about this blade. And like she looks between Saru and Shay and asks, "May I?"
Yes.
Whoa, hang on. Throw sheathes it. You try.
I'm gonna try and get it out.
Nope.
Sorrow takes it back.
Yeah, Sarah can unsheath it.
Is this where I should note that the sword actually does alter its shape to tailor itself to the preference of the wielder?
Yeah, but it's not doing that. Not at the moment anyway.
So it's still a rapier. Okay.
Still a rapier.
This is fascinating.
Sorrow sheathes it again. Hands it to Callista. Your turn.
Is this what we're doing?
May
Are
I?
you trying to make me feel worse?
We are
gathering information. You know.
Exactly, because we are narrowing down if problem is weapon or problem is up there or
the problem
is shadow or something else. There are many things we can narrow down.
So far,
isn't shadow. It hasn't been doing this before.
So far, Ilmarin couldn't draw it, and you can't draw it. So I think the problem, based on that itty bitty kind of little bit of evidence, is that it's a drow problem, or maybe a Ellie Stribble, your goddess person. Oh, Callista.
Shay, I won't try if you're not fine with this.
Just do it.
Callista will try.
All right, Callista, you do draw it. And it lights up with purple flame.
It didn't do that for me.
Purple flame?
Purple flame.
And then what color was the flame that I saw in Shay's head?
Circling around that black star.
Yeah.
Purple.
Huh. I saw that in your head.
Sure.
Does this fire right here, does this have significance for you?
No? The fire should be silver. I mean, sometimes, well, okay, for a while it was silver with black motes in it, but that was a wholly different thing.
I would not blame the blade for the color.
No, what I am saying is that I saw these same purple flames in her mind. Among the shadows, there was this purple fire that was circling about. So there is something here.
And you mentioned Shar.
Yes.
Who's Shar?
The Lady of Loss.
Goddess of suffering and oblivion.
A lot of suffering gods. Why is that?
Perhaps. Wait. That is all the leaders that were hit tonight, yes? Different aspects of suffering?
Tamara.
Tamara is
Mm.
like a lucky person, isn't she?
Ah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So, as if it couldn't get any worse, Shay, you feel this kind of like empathic cry of pain from your shadow. It has clearly been harmed.
We better finish getting ready. They're
There's something
coming.
going on.
I don't know what I can do. I do not have my spells unless we have taken a short rest, and then I can spend sorcery points to get some more slots.
Well, my shadow's been injured, so
Well, if we're going into battle, can I use that? Cause I can't. I need a weapon.
she's very
So-
clearly not enthused by this idea.
The cellar door shutters, and you're all getting ready for battle. And I think Callista's standing back. She's like, "Wait for it," because as soon as that door opens, all hell breaks loose in that passage.
Real fast, before the door braces, I'm casting True Strike on everybody.
But you can only do that on one person at a
Okay,
time, basically,
fine.
because it only lasts for one round.
Ah, okay, never mind.
The round in which you use it.
Okay.
Because they updated how True Strike works, which is pretty cool.
Oh, okay. Then I will cast True Strike on Sorrow.
Okay, well, let me... I think you can only cast True Strike on yourself.
Oh, really?
But here we go.
Okay.
So as soon as that door opens, the snare goes off, the other wards go off. Like this stream of spectral arrows just comes shooting out of nowhere, just pew 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 up the staircase. And the guard and like smoke and mist come pouring back down. You hear cries of alarm from now very wounded Shadowkai who are up there. And then the Guardian of Faith raises up his head from his meditation, claps his fists together, and he goes to work. And Priestess Elise comes running back down the stairs, and you hear this, battling of the invaders and the defensive spells. And then Shay's shadow comes back through. The priestess is like, "What's happening?" And the shadow, which is obviously damaged, like it's missing a piece of itself, heads back over to Shay and says, "They are fleeing, mistress."
Good. Now,
And you put your clothes back on for nothing.
seems so.
She is very beautiful, mistress. You should be warned.
I'm sorry?
She is not alone.
Who is she?
The shadow extends one shadowy appendage and points at Ilmarin. And then it says, "May I rest, mistress? I am wounded."
Yes. Rest. You've earned it.
Shadow reattaches itself to you. Sister Elise comes into the room, and she has wrapped her hands in red, kind of like boxing wraps, essentially. She rushes over to the stairs, and she looks up, and she says, "I see Savitan has done his job. You are safe, as I had promised."
Are any of them still alive?
I do not see any corpses. I think they have fled.
Any of them
That's good,
still
at
here that
least.
we could catch?
I mean, do you want to head out and check that out? Because the priestess doesn't know.
Before I do, I ask Shay one more time. Can I borrow that just in case?
No.
Right. Okay. Sorrow leaves to check and see if there's any anybody she
Okay.
can catch.
So the Guardian of Faith has taken some damage. That's basically how they work. But is still there. There are no Shatterkai, but you do see a blood trail.
Sorrow pauses for a second. Okay. Smart thing. Stupid thing would be go off by myself, but I can handle it. Smart thing would be to tell the others.
Well, I mean,
Okay.
Shay's probably going to step out into the hallway herself. She's not going to just stand in the room twiddling her thumbs.
You're gonna head up the stairs, up to the street. After
Yeah.
Sorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And at this point,
Shay
Shay has
appears
like,
there as well. Sorrow, you're considering
Yep.
the smart thing, the not smart thing. The smart thing, the not smart thing. Split the party, don't split the party. Split the party, don't split the party. Shay appears.
and at this point, Shay has fully like donned the black leather armor.
Still wounded.
Yeah, still wounded. Sorrow, I see that we have a trail, but it's not wise to go running off on your own, and the rest of us need rest. I'm still injured. I think Ilmarin doesn't have any spells left.
Right.
We're not in a condition to face anyone right now.
I am. If I had a weapon.
You realize what you're asking me to do, right?
No. Is that thing special?
Yes.
Oh. I won't break it.
Fine.
Wait, no, I can't go. I can't go. She bolts back into the temple.
Make up your slarting mind, and she'll rush back after her.
Okay.
She goes-
Close the cellar doors behind you.
Yeah.
All right.
Sorrow
Somebody
go-
picked the lock very well, right? Because, thiefly people. And then the ward started activating. So,
Sarah goes back to Ilmar and says, "Sorry about that. I almost left again. But I remembered."
And at this
Very-
point, Callista's probably like sheathed the Elistri blade.
Uh, I'm very proud of you.
You notice that Sorrow really seems to react to that, like almost like a. It's one of the only times you've seen her genuinely smile.
Oh. Here. And Ilmarin will lay on hands and I'll use my last 2 points of healing to put on that wound.
What wound?
Oh, I assumed you were grabbing shoulder because wounded.
No,
Oh,
no,
sorry.
I'm doing. That's me, not Sorrow.
Oh, okay, cool. Sorry. Never mind then. See? We learn. We can grow. And as she's like talking and trying to engage, I imagine she's just getting like sleepier and sleepier.
now that your safety has been reasserted, you
Yeah.
can slip back into reverie. Callista's cunning plan has come to fruition. Not only has your would-be hunters come to attack you, but they injured themselves on your trap, and now they are going to be your prey. So
Lovely.
I don't want to put words in your mouth, Callista, but I'm pretty sure that everything is working out exactly as you intended.
All according to Keikaku.
All according to Kikaku.
All right.
Okay. And that would be a pretty good stopping point. Is there anything else you want to say before we sign off?
I think, well, if we're going to like rest after this, if we're going to actually
All
get
of this
rest.
has been during the long rest.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So Remember, a long rest can be interrupted with light activity, as
Yeah.
long as you don't actually get into battle, which, to be clear, you did not.
Okay.
Your
So
rest is still going.
what I
So
was
you
going
just
to
need a couple more hours of sleep, and then your rest will be complete. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Well, what I was going to say was, since we're kind of getting back to attempting to rest, at this point, Shay will just kind of huddle up. Like she'll remove the armor, but she'll huddle up in her bed and just kind of clutch the necklace that she's been wearing this whole time, which is kind of a very somewhat large star sapphire. And she's just going to just huddle up there and try to trance, but she's definitely like very close to tears.
I feel like Ilmarin would just be like, "Hey, you do not have to be alone. If it would help to have the presence of others,
Just
it is a lot."
not enough that Ilra's abandoned me, but the masked lady has too.
Is this my fault?
No. Also, to be clear, the masked lady is Illustrate, right?
That is a
Yeah.
name that
Okay.
has been used to refer to Illustra in the past. It's a bit more complicated than
Okay.
like that's just what she's called.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
But yes, that is what Shay means.
Yeah, like
Kind of.
Ilmarin would flat out just like kneel like at the bedside before her and just sincerely be like, "No, the lady does not abandon, does not. The light is still trying to reach you. I need you to believe that that is what I saw. It is still all around you. It is whatever this darkness is that is interfering. It is not you, and it is something that we can together pierce."
Sorrow, you can tell that her brain is working overtime more than usual.
Yeah, you could see the gears moving.
And she looks at Callista.
Mm.
Hey, the sword. Can I have that for just a second?
And Callista will just look to Shay.
Got an idea.
Do
I gotta
whatever
got
you
an
need
idea.
to do.
Let me see.
Like I think she's like fully crying at this point.
Like Ilmarin would take her into a hug if like that's something that she would allow.
She'd let it happen, yeah.
Okay.
Callista will hand it over.
Okay. Sorrow pulls it out.
Yep, it's just a plain sword, no flames.
You can't pull it out of the sheath, but I can, and then I can give it to you.
Right? Shay will very like tentatively, like she's afraid of what's gonna happen, but she'll try to take it.
Interesting. Okay, so as your fingers approach the handle, there's like a little like electricity, like a little staticky, tss, and there's resistance. Like it doesn't want you to take it. Still gonna try?
She's gonna push and she's gonna try.
Okay, I need you to make a charisma saving throw, please.
Okay. All right, let's go.
Let's go.
All right, let's see. That's a 10.
I will say that the really excellent role playing you've been doing has earned you advantage if you would like to use advantage on this check.
Okay, I will use my advantage. Let's give that another try.
Okay.
14.
Okay. You do take the sword. You close your hand around the handle. And there's a brief flicker of silver lightning that just up the sword. And then it falls dim again.
Do I sense anything
change in her head when that happens?
Well, aside from her tempestuous storm of emotions about this whole thing that's going down, she doesn't seem like a different person in any way. How are you feeling, Shay?
Dejected. I mean, like she's managed to grab it, but like the fact that it put up that kind of resistance, the fact that like the fire didn't spring out of it, like she feels like she feels abandoned, honestly. And
so Ilmarin would send the mental image then to Shay of what she experienced, which is that, you know, again, like the light is there, but there's that cloud and then the weird Sharon thing, and, you know, the purple flames and stuff.
Okay. You think there is a slight little spark of hope of that silver flame that flickered up the sword. Shay might not see it, but Ilmarin, you understand that that's what you're looking at.
Okay. The lady has not abandoned you. She is still there. You must not give up hope. I can't hear what you're saying, hun.
she said, you'll have to forgive me if I can't see that right now. And she'll hand the sword back out to...
Ilmarin would give her a little squeeze before, like, putting her back to rest and say, "It is not my forgiveness that you should seek, but your own."
Keep the sword. Just don't put it back in the sheath.
No, it doesn't want to be used. She'll take the sheath back and put it back in herself. I've got another weapon. It's fine. I'm not gonna walk around with naked steel anyway. Please, let's just get some sleep.
Okay, and on that note, we'll close out this session. So you're going to complete your long rest, and then off after those Shatterkai, I suppose. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes next session. I've been very excited to be the DM of this campaign. Thank you so much for coming with us. I have some books that came out, superhero novels. That's Fallen Angel, Libations for the Dead, Public Enemy, all very good. Well, I'm biased, but you should check them out. I also want to give a brief plug to the Dungeon Scholars Discord, which is a fun place where we talk about this game and other games. We talk about current events. We talk about all kinds of stuff, and it is a good community. It is important to foster community and resilience in this time of evil ascendant. So, on that note, take it away, Allie. Assuming you good?
Oh yeah, I'm great.
Okay, good. Take it away, Allie. I couldn't
Hi,
tell.
everybody.
Like you were kind of like, so. All right.
Hi everybody. I am Alexander Pitchford, or Allie for short, and Shay is going through a time.
Yes.
By the time y'all are seeing this, the Kickstarter for my for the anthology with my short story, The Trial of the Black Rose, is probably over. But if it's successful, then stay tuned, because I'll be announcing when it comes out. And if it's not successful, I'll be very sad. But regardless, if it's not successful, then you'll have to look for that story someplace else, like maybe on my Patreon, patreon.com/AlexanderPitchford. So yeah, thanks for joining us, and I hope you had fun.
Schrodinger's anthology. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It was both funded and not funded. But yeah.
Definitely funded.
We're gonna send energy out into the universe right now.
Yep.
To get that to happen. I backed it. I think everybody should back it. if it didn't get through, I'm sure those stories will show up somewhere. Check out Alex's
will,
Patreon.
yeah.
Definitely. Oh, wow. Cora.
Hi, my name is Cora, and I played Callista, our wonderful Fey Wonder Ranger, who is starting to feel more and more valid in her past life experiences and the measures that she takes as a result of those.
I want to point out one thing about Callista that wasn't mentioned during the game. That blessing that she received from the High Priest of Ilmater did translate into a mechanical change. So maybe we'll see that come up later. All right, Jen.
Hello, I'm Jen. I go by Savage Sparrow on the internet. You can find me on all the various social things under that name or some variant thereof. SavageSparrow.com is my awesome nerdy website for exciting apparel and accessories. And Patreon.com/SavageSparrow for my super sweet artwork. It's entirely possible that word has begun about the Kickstarter campaign I'm going to be launching for my Starfinder 2 collection. If not, you can follow for behind the scenes stuff about it on my Patreon. Tonight I played Ilmater, who, gosh darn it, paladins are fun. She definitely isn't hiding any sort of demons of her own. Let's focus on everyone else.
Paladin. Sorcerer. Yeah. All right, Kay.
I am Kyrea to Draken. You can check out my Patreon, Kyrea's Creations. And I've been playing Sorrow, who is slowly but surely not being as dense as a fence post. She's learning.
It's working on it. She's
Well-
got an arc here.
We'll
Yep.
get you a weapon eventually, I promise.
I want a weapon too. Like, being a sorcerer without spells sucks.
All right. Well, until next time, be careful of the coming darkness.